I'm Ryan Milton. Welcome back to First Callouts. This show I do for you competitors out here, teach you how to get into that first call out, alright? I'm doing this every single week. It's just one of the 5 awesome shows I got. So please make sure when you get something out of today, you share this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you give me a thumbs up, let me know what you think, so I can keep this awesome content coming for you. Today we're going to talk about 4 things that you absolutely want to know as a first-time competitor, but this is also honestly going to be pretty relevant for any of you out there competing that are beginners. You know, you haven't done this for years and years, and even those of you that have, I'm going to tell you it's a good reminder, alright? So pay attention if you compete. This video is going to be kick-ass for you. So 4 things that you really want to know as your beginning competitor. First things first, okay? I will say this, and this is not biased to the fact that I am a coach, but you absolutely should get a coach if you are competing. And the reason that I say this is because in today's sport of bodybuilding, no matter what division you're in, could be bikini, figure, men's physique, classic physique, bodybuilding, any of these divisions, okay? Wellness, whatever. Any of it. Don't come at me and say, oh, you didn't mention this, but it's all relevant for all of these divisions, okay? They are so damn competitive now on the amateur level, it's crazy, alright? If you don't believe me, go look back to where bikini was when it started to where it is now. It is insane. Like, amateur first-time competitors got to look like Mrs. Olympia back then. They're going to look better than that because of how much the sport has evolved. And this has happened in every division. Bodybuilding's more difficult, you know, men's physique's more difficult, all these things, and then with new divisions like wellness, so on and so forth, how could you even begin to know what you need to look like or what you need to do as a competitor, okay? Obviously, there's unlimited resources on NPC News Online. It's a very good place to go to get some starting information, but at the same time, if you're out there trying to do a whole prep on your own, it's very difficult to know each part of a prep. It's hard to know where you should be 16 weeks out, what you should be doing 12 weeks out. What about 8 and then 4? What needs to change? How do you know when you need to add this exercise in, take that one out? How do you know when you need to mix the nutrition up? How do you know when, hey, this stuff's gonna happen, right? Because basically, you're the athlete. You're the person that's supposed to be competing. You're the one that should be performing at your best. And since now these divisions, they're so complex, they're literally so much more difficult than they've been. At the amateur level especially, that means now you don't want to spend a lot of time as an athlete trying to second guess your work. You don't want to try to second guess if your nutrition is right. You don't want to try to second guess if your training's right. You don't want to try to second guess if you're ready or not, which I guarantee you that you will. That's why you want to get a coach, because a coach will give you the plan, will keep you in line, will check on all your markers. That's what I do. At least I'm looking at an athlete every week knowing, okay, here's where the progress is, here's where the pics are at, here's where that posing's at, here's where the measurements are at. Okay, how did we do with food this week? How was the training? I'm looking at your PRs, I'm looking at all this. Fortunately, I have that ability via the TeamFFLEX app. I know a lot of coaches don't have that, but get yourself a coach that has some serious ability to be monitoring where you're at, because now what you get to do, guess what? You got your plans, you got your basically your micro goals every day. Hit your meals, hit your macros, hit your training, do this, do that. And now you get to be the athlete. You get to show up and work your fucking ass off to do that. You get to work really, really hard to get really, really far and attain the best possible physique, okay? And so with that, you know, you actually have the ability to not sit there and deal with all the little things and the setbacks and the restarts and all the other parts. And guess what? You will not waste your time, okay? A lot of competitors, unfortunately, these days try to self-coach. While it is possible, it's very, very hard to do because of how competitive it is now, okay? And so with that, you got to understand that you could easily spend 16 weeks on a prep, but mess yourself up enough that you don't show up at your best and you spent all this time, all this money investing in the show, all this energy going to this competition, and you won't be rewarded. You won't get in that first call out if you didn't execute that prep correctly, okay? So having a coach, somebody that's experienced, somebody that does this for a living, highly, highly important. Something I absolutely suggest, and I'm not saying you need to sign up with TeamFFLEX. There's obviously other coaches, other teams out there. Sign up with somebody that's going to be able to get you where you want to be, and make sure you're not trying to cut corners on your damn coaching. The amount of people that want to pay coaches less because they think it's too much, it's insane. You're going to waste so much more time doing 10, 12 different shows trying to get first call-outs instead of just investing a little bit in a coach to do it the first time, alright? So that's why I strongly suggest tip number 1, absolutely consider, and you should, honestly I'm going to say you should, have a coach. Tip number 2, not 3, getting ahead. Tip number 2, almost hinted at it in the last one. Guess what? If you're a first timer, if you're a beginner, if you've been doing this a while, even if you've been doing this for a long time, here's one thing that never changes. You're going to have to work your ass off, okay? This is something you have to know. You're going to have to work your ass off. As much as prep can be strategically designed, and your weight training can be perfect, and your macros and your calories and all that can be perfect, and your posing coach, they might have you being perfect. But at the end of the day, guess what? You're going to have to work your ass off to attain any level of that perfection. And I'll also tell you that that doesn't exist in bodybuilding, okay? You're going to have to work your ass off regardless. So that's what you have to know. You're going to have to be spending time in the gym every day. It could be upwards of an hour, 2 hours for some people. Depends on your program, what you need to attain the right physique. You could be having to do cardio on top of your weight training, okay? You could also have to be absolutely, definitely focusing on your nutrition this entire time. And with that, guess what? You also got to pose. You got to practice your posing and presentation. So basically, when you go on a prep, okay, you are going to go on a very tough and hardcore journey where you're going to have to challenge yourself every single day physically. You're going to have to wake up and do workouts, wake up and eat meals, wake up and practice posing, wake up and every day do this all day before you go to sleep, and you do it the next day. That's what prep becomes. And now I like this side of the prep because the discipline it requires to do it. I really do think that bodybuilding in general is the most transformative sport, period, for your health as far as physical goes and as far as mental goes. Now obviously you can get into a lot of areas with some of the tactics that prep coaches do with using anabolic steroids and other compounds and other things that can definitely do damage to your body, and that's not good. That's never what I'm suggesting. But the principles of having, okay, you have a solid weight training routine to follow and also a solid nutritional practice to follow, those are very good things for you. They're good things for you as a bodybuilder, somebody who's competing. And when I say bodybuilding, by the way, everybody, I'm talking about any divisions. If you're a bikini competitor, you're a bodybuilder. You are working on your body, thus you are a bodybuilder. So know that. But also, you know, at the end of the day, you're doing all these different things to better yourself. It's good for your health and wellness. It's good for your discipline. It's good practice. And it's good to wake up as a human being every single fucking day and have to work your ass off, alright? So make sure you know this. Coming into the sport, this is never going to be easy. You think it gets easy, right? Like I know a lot of amateurs start and they think, oh, the first prep is the hardest. It's going to be the hardest and I'll do the show and it'll be easier. No, because guess what? You did the show. Now you want to do better. You want to do even more. Even if you won, you got to go better. So now you're going out and you're trying to beat that person going better, and you do that show. Let's say you go to nationals, you get your damn pro card. Well, guess what? You just now landed yourself back at the bottom of the tier because now you are in the IFBB Pro Leagues against all these other women, all these other men that have been pro for a longer period of time than you. You're at the bottom of the totem pole again. You climbed all the way through the amateur ranks to get to the bottom, and then you're going to try to climb all the way up again. This sport never ends, and the journey and the ass kicking it's going to put on you will never end either. But it's all for the better. It's all good stuff as long as you do the right practices. Never engage in anything that's not going to serve you in the long term. Always make sure your training is hard. Always make sure your eating is right. But try to stay away from the other stuff that's going to set you back with hormone damage, metabolic damage, and tons of other problems, which unfortunately is a huge part of everyday coaching practices. This is not what I believe in. This is not what I do. This is not what I suggest. And if you want an idea of how that looks, how you can get your best physique without doing all the other garbage, go to TeamFFLEX.com right now and subscribe to our free coaching trial, and you can check it out where we get you in our app. We'll show you everything for free. There's no obligation to do anything else. You should definitely check that out if you're serious about being your best competitor. Number 3, most brutally honest truth of being a beginning competitor, but all the way up to the pro leagues and beyond, you are going to struggle mentally, alright? Hear that again. All you out there that think you want to be bodybuilders, you think you want to be a bikini competitor, you think you want to do wellness, you think you want to be engaged in any of this, good for you. Also know, every single prep, you're going to mentally struggle. And the reason is the fact that every single day that you wake up and you're engaging and trying to be a bikini competitor, trying to be a bodybuilder, trying to do any of this stuff, you are waking up and looking at yourself in a way that says, okay, not good enough, what can be better, all right? And so with this comes the constant feeling that you're not where you need to be. Not to mention the side of social media that comes into play, where you sit there and you know you're competing at some shows, so you're checking all the tags, you're looking at all the posts, you're looking at the reposts, every competitor, you go, oh my god, she looks so much better than me, oh no, he's way further along than me, I don't know what to do. And you're just being a dumb fuck, basically, okay? Competitors, you will mentally struggle to the degree that is required in this sport, the degree of becoming better, the degree of pushing yourself farther, the degree of being a fucking athlete. Yeah, you're gonna mentally struggle, and then a lot of you will go add extra icing on top of that cake with all the stupid shit you do on social media. The truth is, okay, there is a side to this sport where no matter what, when you are a performance type athlete, when you are performing at a level where you are required to do things to attain another level, in other words, break your comfort zone, take your already pretty good, healthy, natural, wherever you're at physique right now, and go ahead and push it to the next level to get on a stage. And well, when you do that, guess what? You're gonna go out the comfort zone. If you're comfort being, sitting in this spot normally the way you are, and now you gotta go and lose weight, you gotta get bigger, get leaner to go compete, well, guess what? You're breaking the comfort zone. And when you break the comfort zone, guess what? You get uncomfortable. That's a side of the sport that will not change, that will never go away. It's going to be a mental struggle all the time. And now here's the part that you can change, that I strongly suggest that you do, is you get your fucking ass off social media if you're having a problem when you're on prep, okay? If you're one of the competitors that sit here and you do this, you get on here and you're like, oh my god, she's competing in this, oh, she looks so much better, it's not worth it, I can't do it. Fucking delete Instagram. I'm gonna tell you straight up, which is crazy to say because all my content comes from Instagram. Delete it. Get it off your phone, because at the end of the day, I'll tell you what, ladies and gents, you are defeating yourself mentally, and when you defeat yourself mentally, guess what? You defeated yourself for when you get on that damn stage too. You will never perform your best, you will never be your best competitor, you will never do all that if you're doing comparisons. The crazy thing about bodybuilding, right, is it originated in a time where there was no way to do this. Back in the old days, the only way you saw who you might be competing against as a bodybuilder is if they showed up in a fucking magazine. Nowadays, you have the disadvantage where your stupid ass gets on Instagram and you scroll every competitor you think you're competing against, and you're competing against filters, well-angled lights, potentially Photoshop, and everything else online, thinking, oh no, when in reality what you should be focused on is becoming your best self, being better for yourself, and continuing to find better within yourself. At the end of the day, bodybuilding, as I always have said, in my opinion, is the greatest personal development sport. It will require the most physical struggle and the most mental struggle of any sport out there, because at the end of the day, we're not a team. You're not sitting on a team with other people playing basketball or football or anything like that. You are going against you versus you, and that is what you're going to face every single day. At the end of the day, no matter what shows you do, who competes against you, this sport is about becoming better and moving yourself better and challenging your status quo to become better and do more and get further. And every single time, no matter if it's your first show, your 5th show, your 30th show, whatever it is, you will go through this experience where you will have the mental struggle of it, and that is also your greatest growth potential. So understand the difference between the mental struggle that helps you get further, helps you grow as a person, helps you get better, and understand the one that is the relentless stupid ass beating of looking up people on social media and comparing yourself to shit that doesn't matter at the end of the day. If it's not serving you to get better, it's not serving you at all. So get that shit out of your life. Fourth thing you gotta know as a beginning competitor, but really overall, anytime you compete, there is so much more to the sport of bodybuilding than just doing the nutrition, the posing, and the training. Okay? That's what everybody in a nutshell thinks. Okay, I gotta follow a diet, I'm gonna get myself a coach, I'm gonna follow my training program, I'm gonna follow my nutrition program, I'm gonna do a little pose, and I'm good to go. Well, there's actually a whole bunch of other stuff that you're gonna have to do to be your best competitor. competitor, okay? And this is like what I call the administrative side of bodybuilding that a lot of people don't know about. For one, you will have to be part of the NPC and get a membership in the NPC if you do want to compete. A lot of people don't know this for some reason. They just assume you're going to just jump into a show. Oh, you saw a flyer, you get in, you just show up. Well, no, you got to get a membership to the organization of what you're competing. In this case, I'm talking about NPC and or IFBB. And then guess what you got to do? You got to also register for your show, okay? That means you got to go register for each class that you do. This is not your division. While you might have to decide what division, which obviously you do. If you're a bikini competitor, you're going to want to compete in bikini. If you're classic physique, you want to compete in classic physique. You got to sign up there first. But then you got to understand there's all these different divisions, right? Classes within their divisions. I'm getting myself caught up. See how complicated this shit gets? There's all these classes within each division. And what I'm talking about is true novice. What I'm talking about is novice. What I'm talking about is open, Masters 35, Masters 40, all these different classes, right? You got to know which one you're going to do. And guess what? You got to register for each one separately, okay? So if you want to do 3 classes a show, you got to sign up for 3 classes. This is stuff people don't know. Now, aside from just that, aside from actually getting your membership and registering for your show, that's pretty easy. You also got to figure out, if you're a woman, how you're going to get your makeup done, when. How you're going to get your hair done, when. What suit you're going to wear. How is it going to fit? What sizes. Men, you got to figure out what trunks, whatever you're going to wear for that. And also, if you yourself, you might get a little makeup work done. What are you going to do with your hair? All these things come into play for both sides of the audience, right? Both sides of competitors. And we're not just talking about that. We're also talking about your tanning. Figuring out when you're going to schedule your tanning, how your tanning's going to work, how you get all that organized, how many coats do you need? All these different things that come into play. If you got to travel, you're going to have to figure out, hey, what is the host hotel? What other hotels are there? Where are you staying? When do you need to get there? How soon before this? You see how this becomes crazy, right? This is so much more than just doing the damn nutrition and the training, the cardio, the posing, whatever. You're talking about so many different things that are coming into play. And fortunately, unfortunately, there's not many resources out there for you that are going to help you streamline this. I know some coaches will help. I know that I'm always answering the same messages all the time. Hey, here's what you do. Here's when you do it. Here's how you go about it. That's also why I created the VIP. That little thing you guys see popping up in here all the time, TeamFFLEX VIP, that's where we do it all for you, all right? If you sign up for VIP, we'll literally do all that for you. We'll register you. We'll put you in the right classes. We'll get your hair, your tan, your makeup, all that scheduled. Stuff that you can't even fathom would already be handled for you. It literally makes your prep experience luxury compared to trying to do it on your own. But regardless of if you're a part of VIP or not, you have to understand there's so many other sides of this. And I see competitors over the years chronically, constantly forget these things, okay? And I'm not talking about mine, because I always tell them, I always make them, I always come out cracking the whip. Hey, time to book your suit console. Hey, time to get this done. I'm talking about the ones that I've been at shows many, many times, and there's women that are holding everything, and they're running through the audience, and it's because they're literally missing their craft. Their class right then. They're literally missing their entire class. And it's because they didn't plan right, they didn't prepare right, their tan was scheduled too close to whatever happened, or they just weren't paying attention, and they missed it, right? And so with that, you got to understand there's all these different things that come into play. So many things you have to know. It can almost be overwhelming. It absolutely is actually overwhelming if you don't know this, especially as a beginner. Even doing it multiple times, there's things you forget, and then it becomes a stressful day. It becomes a way more stressful process than it needs to be. So you got to understand, no matter what level you're at, these things will come up. These things need to be handled. The further out that you plan for it, the easier your prep will be. And when you're doing a competition prep, you want to go ahead and make sure that every single thing is as easy as it could possibly be, right? Why would we voluntarily want to make things difficult, make things more stressful, make things more hard? It's already stressful as it is trying to do a contest prep. So, that's something I definitely suggest you try to avoid, and that comes from planning on the administrative side of the prep as well as doing all your other stuff, okay? And again, like I said, the VIP program that I created, teamflex.com/VIP, you should really look that out if you want additional help with this, because it covers all the bases for you. We literally do it for you, and it's awesome. It's great. It's such a unique opportunity to have this happen. Nobody else in the game is doing this. No other coach coaches, no other teams. They probably will start to try, but nobody's doing it yet. So go to TeamFFLEX.com/VIP. And overall, if this video made sense to you, if I told you some things that you had to think about, if everything, if one of these things even made sense, then what you should really do is go over to TeamFFLEX.com right now and subscribe to our free coaching trial. This is where you get access to our team coaching app, where literally we coach all of our clients, amateurs to pros, everybody's in there. We're doing customized online training and nutrition for everybody, and we're letting you try this out for free for 7 days. Literally, all you do is you go to TeamFFLEX.com. There's going to be a pop-up. Put your email in the pop-up, and you're going to instantly be invited to our coaching app where you can get set up, and me or one of my coaches will literally come and set you up with some workouts and things to try out. We'll talk with you about your goals. We'll figure out what you're trying to do and offer whatever help we can. There's no obligation to do anything else. It's totally free. It's my give back. TeamFFLEX's give back to the bodybuilding community. We want to help you get better. We want to help you get further. I know a lot of you ladies out here doing wellness and things like that, and you have no idea what to do. Let us help you figure it out. We're doing this. We know what to do. This is what we do for a living. This is what we do 24/7. Why I do these videos is to give back to you, help you get further, help you get further along with your goals, and that's what we can do to a whole other level, probably 10x, 20x, if you actually come do the trial. So go to TeamFFLEX.com, do our free trial, and we'll be able to help you get further along with your goals than by far anything in this video, and I guarantee you this video is helpful to a lot of you. So TeamFFLEX.com, subscribe to the free trial. Thanks for watching First Callouts. Make sure you review this, go through the notes, write some stuff down. Keep all this in mind, all you competitors out there. I'll be back tomorrow for Fitness Fire. Thank you for watching. Coach Rye is out!